What is spirituality, and why do I think it is very important to keep in touch with your spirit and with the spiritual world? So let's begin. Spirit etymologically means to breathe, or to breathe in life, or the breath of life, the breath of God. It is courage, vitality. It's what gives something its animation, its essence, and it's the essential principle of something. Although I understand why in the past they used to use this meaning to what I'm referring to as spirit, like breath and the breath of God, but I think there is a better way to explain it at the moment, and we could call it space. And when I say space, I don't mean nothing, I mean no thing. It's not a thing you can visualize with the physical and process it with your physical brain. It's something that is beyond the physical, and even when you see scientists saying the world is 98% space, space between things, it means that there are 98% of things that are unseen or not. Those are not things that you can perceive. And that's what I mean by space as spirit. So going further, spirit or space can be unaware, right? It can be unawakened in a sense. So there are a whole bunch of dormant spirits everywhere. That's why there is the unconscious, right? The unconscious is all the spaces, the parameters, right? Because space, by space I mean parameters. All the parameters are dormant and are not yet aware of themselves, because a spirit, a space that becomes a soul, is dormant until it is not. So it is asleep until it becomes aware of itself. So when a spirit becomes aware of itself, it becomes a soul, a solo spirit. So it becomes a solo space, aware of itself and able to create things within its parameter. So the more aware a spirit and the more experienced a spirit becomes, the bigger it can become and the more things it can accommodate within itself. That's where you see spirits within spirits. You have a body and you have many cells, many blood cells, many other spirits living within you, also helping you operate your vehicle, as well as you are living inside of this big being that we call Earth, and living without the big ass solar system that we call the solar system with its own spirits and spaces. So it's space within space, and the more a spirit becomes aware, the more spirits it can accommodate within itself, and the more life, nuance, complex minds it can accommodate within itself, right? So a spirit is not a mind, a spirit is not something. A spirit, it's a space, a unique individual space that can accommodate all sorts of creations that it creates by. So for example, you as a spirit, you become aware by making a circle, or you are exploring your own space, and by doing so you are creating your own imaginations, your own minds, on your own ideas. And so that's how a spirit creates a mind. A spirit creates a vehicle to move around and to explore and get in touch with other spirits, other spaces that are also aware on a certain level. So again, the more you experience as a spirit, the more minds you create and detach from, the more experience you gain. And that is the only thing that you actually can have as a spirit. is experience. A mind doesn't last forever, a body doesn't last forever, but experience and your own individual perspective does last forever, until obviously if you become unaware again, meaning you give up on your travels, you give up on your dreams, you give up on expanding as a spirit, then you start contracting and become a dormant space, meaning you go back to the unconscious and you stay there as a mix, meaning you become the homogeneity of all with all the other spaces that are not aware either. And also you as a spirit not only gain experience, but you gain wisdom. So wisdom is also part of the learning process. You may not bring back your knowledge and memories, but you do bring wisdom and soul experience that you have experienced throughout all the many experiences you've went through as a spirit. So before even having a body, we have created first a mind and a thought and a feeling about that mind so that we can move in the spiritual realm. So when we have gotten more attached to that specific mind or minds, we have condensed ourselves into creating a physical body. Because if you condense and you get too attached to your mind as a spirit, you have no choice but to reign or to make it rain and condense into lower aspects of reality and create a body, a physical body, physical brains with other spirits also living in it. So spirituality is simply being aware of the spirit and the various spaces that we are living around and that we have as the main conductor of this vehicle that we call our body, and being aware of the spiritual nature of reality itself. Because as I said, you first have to create a mind. We as spirits first create a mind, an idea, a feeling, and only then we create the physical reality and the environment for us to live in. So we have, as spirits, literally brought reality into existence from the spiritual realm. And spirituality is simply us being able to connect with our physical body through the mind and spirit. So being able to connect and align ourselves and see things for what they are and the reason why we have created what we have created, because it all has its intrinsic meaning. Do not get fooled by people that say that the world doesn't have meaning or it is meaningless and things are going to die anyways. Obviously they are. Everything will, but does that mean that the experience that you are going through is meaningless? Obviously not, because as I said, you as a spirit, although you leave behind the bodies and the minds that you create, you gain experience from all the you gain experience and wisdom through all the experiences that we went through. So realizing that is you being spiritually aware and you being able to be aware of your subconscious and knowing why have you created the experience that you are creating at the moment, you taking accountability and being responsible for your experience without being on autopilot, you actually being aware of your subconscious patterns as well, being able to do the shadow work and healing yourself on a subconscious level, on a physical level, so that you don't blame the world for your actions. Obviously, there are traumas, especially in the childhood, that we have went through that were literally rained upon us by the world. But as adults, we have the responsibility and the ability to heal ourselves and to take our life into our hands so that we can manage and create the life that we want and go through the experiences that we want to go through and put ourselves in situations that will allow us to go through certain experiences that we want to experience as spirits intrinsically, so that we can create better minds and we don't have to stay stuck or stay repeating the same patterns over and over again. We as spirits want to experience and move on. If we are not spiritually aware, if we are not into our spirituality, we are going to keep experiencing the same thing until we actually realize and gain the experiences needed and knowledge needed for us to proceed and expand further. So I hope this was interesting for you. I really wanted to make a clear explanation of what is spirituality, so there is no new age bullshit attached to it, no hippie bullshit attached to it, so that we can clearly manage what we do in a way that is harmonious to us and other spirits living around us, within us, and so that we can allow our uniqueness and individuality to strive forward. Because we as spirits, each and every one of us is unique. Each and every one of us has its own place in the world. Spirituality is literally allowing and helping everyone find their own place in the world and not get stuck in a routine or a paradigm that you can only do things this way, you can only be this or that because of the social class that you were born into. No, we are here to break that pattern, and we are here to really allow each other and support each other on our spiritual journey, because each and every one of us is unique, and we want to connect with like-minded individuals and expand our experience and allow each other to experience what is it that we deeply in our heart, in our soul desire. If it's truly something morally and spiritually resonating within us, nothing can stop us from doing it. Spirituality helps with recognizing that, and spirituality helps with reminding yourself to express your individuality, express your mind, and expand, learn, and gain wisdom and knowledge on what you experience. So I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching. I wish this was helpful. If you have anything to add on, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you, and I will see you all very soon. Make sure to check out my IG. It is in the LinkTree in the description. I have my paintings, my sculptures, clothing, all of that I can make custom for you as well. So make sure to check it out, and I will see you all very soon. Bye bye.